The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to Easy Money New England.
Oh, can somebody help us here?
We can, because we are real estate and mortgage professionals.
Where you go?
It says come in and browse.
That's right. Come on in, listen up and learn.
How long do you intend to browse?
In a short period of time, our panel will teach you some tricks that might make your house buying easier.
You don't ask her how long she intends to browse.
You might not be looking for a mortgage today, but we'll get you ready.
You don't look like browsers.
Are you looking?
No, what do browsers look like?
Yeah, maybe I'm half browse.
On his father's side.
This is Easy Money New England
Let's show the lady we're browse.
with your host, Brian Damico.
Hey, look at us, we're browse. One more word out of you and he gets it, all right? Come on.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of our show, Easy Money New England, where every week we bring you money-making opportunities or money-saving ideas all in and around the area of real estate. And today with us we have Nancy Troy.
Hi there, Brian.
Tom Troy.
How are you? Thank you, Brian.
And Nancy and Tom Troy actually run a podcast called the Don't Do It Yourself podcast, where, Tom, you like to say...
Put that hammer down.
And there's a lot of reason behind that. I mean, I know that, when I get involved in projects around the house or I try to do something myself, I cost more money than it's actually worth.
It's true.
It just happens. And, we talk about these things all the time, and it's honey-do this, the honey-do list. Tom, tell us a little bit about, kind of what you guys do and how you save money for people. And granted, this is all about real estate.
Absolutely. It's definitely about real estate. When you own property, that's the most valuable thing you have. And, he talks about a honey-do list. Well, over the years, Nancy and I have talked about this for a long, long time. It costs us more money trying to do stuff ourselves than if we were out there working and paying someone to do it right. These honey-do lists, it's all fine and dandy. Your wife says, can you get this done? Can you get that done? And be honest with you, they haunt you to get it done. And
that's an understatement.
It's an understatement, is correct. So, things like something very simple like, power wash the house. Or
I got that one right now on the
list. You got that one right now? Okay, that's a good one.
I said no.
You got to get all that pollen off,
Wait till next year.
Yeah. And, every little thing that needs to be done. You need to change a fixture out. You have to, get the lawn done on a Saturday when it's your only day off. You know what I mean?
Not just the lawn, but they want you to pick the weeds. Because
exactly.
You might even have a landscaper who doesn't pick the weeds. He might just spray the weeds, but you have to pick them.
It's unbelievable. You save money in the long run hiring someone to do it. I know that's hard to believe, but you make a good living over here, and you're going to stop doing that to come over here and do these things that you're not a professional at. And you can do them wrong.
Right.
And then you end up hiring a guy anyway, and it costs you more money in the long run.
I had a thermostat or more than one maybe in my house that went bad on me.
Yep.
And I've installed them before, so I knew I could do it. So I went out and I bought 4 smart thermostats.
Yep.
I installed
Home Depot or one of those places.
I ordered it online.
Yep.
I installed it. Yep.
Yep.
I installed it myself. And
Nancy's an electrician now.
Yep. So I installed it myself, and then I had a real problem. I wasn't nothing was blowing.
Yeah.
The blowers weren't blowing. This went on and on. I had to take a day off from work. I had the HVAC people come in.
Yep.
Said get rid of those. They don't work with your system. You froze it up while you were at it. I had this huge puddle down in the basement, and I caused it, and I lost a day's pay.
That's right.
All I had to do was think about it, that time is money, and I should have been in work, and I should have had them just over there doing
Exactly.
it.
Perfect example. I try to do my own Ring doorbell, the hardwired system.
Right.
And I'm not much of an electrician, nor do I know anything that happens to it. And all I know is I put 2 wires together and went pop and I got blown.
Oh, my God, yeah. You're lucky you didn't get zapped.
Yeah, so, I mean, it hurt a little bit, but, I mean, it was nothing, I could have definitely been you shouldn't fool around with electricity.
That's right.
Probably the bottom line.
That's right.
And again, why am I fooling around with that? I hired someone, and actually, when you hire someone, I actually got a referral from my day job, which is mortgages, right? So they gave me a referral, and sometimes you make money by doing referrals.
Exactly.
By getting someone.
And and these referrals, that's what we specialize in, is referring out homeowners and small businesses to hire the proper guys.
Right.
The guys that are going to go in there, do the job right, do it clean up after themselves. They're well insured. They carry workman's comp and all that type of stuff. And Nancy, we call her No Nonsense Nancy. She does all the research on them. Yep. And I'm telling you right now, people that have been using our program tell us that they are saving money in the long run.
They are.
Instead of hiring a rinky-dink guy, your Uncle Bill's friend is a apprentice in the electrical union, and he's just learning. He's been in about 3 days, and he's going to come in and put new lights in your ceiling, run new wires, and plug into your main. That's crazy.
Box, yeah.
And then the next thing you know, he's done with school, and he realizes he screwed up.
Yep.
Now he's worried about the place catching on fire.
Right.
So he's got to tell you because he's your uncle's buddy, and and then you got to hire someone real, or hire this guy to come back out and fix it, and he's not going to do it for free.
It's true.
It costs you money every time.
It does.
I can't express it enough.
So if you get a big project, they can go to you, and they can get financing for, say, a second mortgage or whatever. What do you call
so
it?
we do. So a home equity line is one option.
Yep.
Well, a lot of times they might just they might have enough equity where they might want to do a first and do a cash out refinance, put all their updates into one mortgage, and it still gives them the ability to do a second after the fact. If, in fact, the first mortgage rate isn't great, you can always look at that. But someone wants to get out of mortgage insurance, there's always a reason to kind of look at that first mortgage too.
Yep.
Sure. And a lot of people these days, the young people, they're buying houses that are a little too small for them. Next thing you know, they have children. They want to either put an ad on, they want to do a build out on the home, or they want to get rid of that house and get into another house. And financing is a weird type of thing. There's so much work involved.
A lot of smart people right now, they're knowing that the real estate market's pretty difficult right now. So they're trying to find properties that need work.
Yep.
So if they can find that property where it's not so sought after, they're going in with what's called a construction loan, a 203K loan, and they're fixing it up. So, they get the right contractor in there.
That's right.
To do it.
I built my own house, and I had a construction loan.
Yep.
And it was nice because they only charged me on what I had spent so far.
Right.
So I'm not paying a full mortgage payment for the work while I'm waiting for the house to be done, because some people don't get it done right away.
Right.
So I would plan. I'd get this many guys in there. They'd finish the job. The mortgage company would check it, make sure it was done properly, and then issue a check for that amount.
Yeah,
and it was so much better. I mean, it was smart. Yeah. And Brian was the guy that told me how you go about doing that, and it saved me some money.
So Nancy, she says you do all the research, right? So, what are some of the areas, some of the contractors, or some of the different trades that you have under your umbrella?
Well, we have electricians. We have people that install hardscape and landscape in and out of the house. Pavers, things like
walls,
that. We have
pool decks,
fire pits. That's big right now.
Fire pits are huge.
We have pool companies that do installation and maintenance. We have roofers, general contractors.
Yep.
We even got guys that are bringing dumpster to your house.
Yep.
Millennium Maintenance.
We are in New Hampshire. You have snow removal and landscape, all that.
All that, yeah.
Yeah,
so I try to call someone to plow my driveway, and I'll call you back.
They're so busy.
You got to get them in the summertime.
Yeah, you got to get them in the summertime.
Got to book them early.
Actually, my landscaper does both for me.
Yes.
So
it's because my snowblower broke again. Don't do it yourself.
Don't do it yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, because then you lose a day's work because you can't get out.
My snowblower broke 3 times this year.
Oh, jeez.
That's tough.
Yeah. They say it's my fault, but I don't know.
They always do.
So Brian, what's interest rates like for, say, I wanted to do something like that these days?
So interest rates vary. So I mean, it goes. It could change 3 times in a day. Like it's always a never-ending thing. But if you closely monitor the 10-year bond, that's kind of going to give you an indication of where rates are going up, they're going down. Yeah. But I'd say today, on average, you're looking at anywhere from 4.5% to 5%.
Yep. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
My first house, it was 13%.
Imagine that.
Yeah. And then I refinanced it for 11, and I thought, woohoo.
I know, it's unbelievable.
Well, the banks today, they were only giving 0.4 a return on your money, but now all of a sudden I'm hearing banks giving 2%, which
that's big.
Starting to go in that direction.
Yeah.
So that means the rates are going up.
Exactly. Well, they have to go up right now. That's the only way it's going to.
And again, that has to do with ever since Donald Trump got into office. That bad day,
Yep.
the rates just started skyrocketing.
Absolutely. Yep.
So
could he try to even up with the
bad?
economy?
I don't know.
Yeah. Depends on if you're buying and if you're not.
Yeah.
It's good for a guy like you.
Yeah.
I think people will come to you to figure out a way of saving money and doing it the right way.
Yeah.
And that's what's so big. It really is. I mean, a guy like me, I work every day. I go to work. I know my business. I know how to knock buildings down. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And when it comes to financing or any of that stuff, I'm not the brightest bulb in town.
No.
I don't know all that stuff. I didn't study it.
Right.
So what do? I go to a professional.
Right.
I've learned it over the years. I go to you, Brian, and I say, Brian, what do I do here? And, Brian's very good at that. He gives you his attention. He'll tell you the straight, skinny, how to go about things. And this is why, Brian, it's great what you do. Without people like you, we'd be lost.
Yep.
A lot of the regular blue-collar people be lost.
So, and that goes to be said when, I try to do something on myself on the trades, right? So, if you get 3 prices today, why is it that the range is so huge? And I said,
it's who's busy and who's not.
Exactly.
It's who's busy and who's not.
And
the guy that's not busy, beware.
Yeah.
And who's not including what in the price.
Right.
And it's
Who's going to surprise you later?
amazing, right?
Yeah.
So, it's
Exactly.
all over the map.
Well, and Brian, it seems to me that some of them add on extra depending on what town you live in. Because
what your house looks like.
It's funny you say that.
I live in Carlisle, so I pay 20% more than Billerica, and they're on the border,
Yeah.
I always say I want the Chelsea Revere price.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But now Chelsea Revere prices are out.
You ain't
Getting
kidding.
up there, yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
It's insane. Yeah, they pull in, they see what kind of car you're driving, they go, ooh, another 10%.
So now that how does anybody find your list of approved people, or do they call you? How do say I'm listening right now out there and I'm saying, all right, well, look, I got a bunch of projects, and to be honest with you, I want to get rid of this honey-do list, whatever I can do. Obviously you want to be that go-between where it's not carte blanche, it's just painting the house, doing the driveway over.
Right.
You can't just say just do anything you want.
Right.
But if you're the go-between, what does that look like? How do they get in touch with you? And how does it
why
work?
don't you explain that?
The best way would be to shoot us an email at tommy's2shoes@aol.com, and we'll walk you right through it. You also can go onto YouTube or iHeartRadio or podcast or Podbean and like 25 other United Podcast Network, and look at our the shows that we have each week, and it gives you a topic, tells you what it's going to be about, and you say, oh, there's a landscaper, I need that. You click on that, you get to listen to them. It has all their contact information, and you get a feel for the person.
Yeah.
And in the case of us, we really, truly put what we think are the best people. They're family-owned businesses, so they're not too big that they overcharge you. Their reputation is as important to them as it is that they do a good job.
Yeah.
So they do it, and they get referrals. They're getting referrals from our referrals.
Yep.
So it's,
And also, don't forget, Nance, that once they walk in your door, they mention, or once they call you and they mention that they found you through the Don't Do It Yourself podcast, they get a 10% discount right off the bat. And they bring their insurance papers to show you that they're fully insured.
Yep.
That's so important. I tell people all the time, ask the guy for his insurance papers. No one does it.
Right.
You got to get them. So make a copy
explain
of them.
that. If someone, if you said, oh, so-and-so is going to paint my house and he falls off the ladder.
Right.
What happens then?
well, if they're not insured, they go after you.
Right.
That's right.
And the insurance companies don't like that. There's a requirement that you have that kind of information on file with your insurance company before nobody does that.
I know.
Before someone paints your house or gets up to do a roof and could fall off. Or
Again, I know someone that just got pricing on his house to paint. One was like, it's a big house.
Yep.
It's $35,000. Again, someone came in right around there.
Yep.
Another guy came in $30,000, but then he just got another price for like $8,600. But he
Yeah.
has to pay
Yeah.
the paint. So
Yeah.
I mean, that range.
That is huge difference. I would be
This guy
very
may or
leery.
may not be insured.
Right.
But I mean, you got to kind of put that into the equation, right?
Exactly. You got to be real careful with that
a
stuff.
homeowner has to be really careful. We had a business I used to run. We hired a contractor to rip out all our floor-to-ceiling windows and put in these nice Pella crank-out windows.
Yeah.
And I asked him for his insurance paper. He gave it to me, and we sent it to our insurance company. And a couple of months later, they called me up and they said he fudged the date. He whited it out and expanded it. He
Wow.
wasn't insured.
Wow.
And he's already into the project.
Already into the project.
Wow.
So
well, at least you're covered
interesting.
because, I would think in a court of law that you could prove that and show that you sent it in and that the guy had whited it out, and he'd somehow be liable if he owns a home or anything else. I'd put a lien on it.
Yeah, you would think. But so you really, really have to be careful. And you have to go with reputable people.
Yes, you do.
Have to check everything out before you do it. We try to do that for our listeners so that they don't have obstacles like that come their way.
Even if they have somebody that they want to hire,
Yep.
they can call us with all their information, or email us rather with all their information, and we'd gladly take the time to investigate. And
you guys would vet it out if someone's looking to hire somebody?
Definitely.
We could vet it out for them.
And then try to get them to become a member of, of our group, because we have a great referral service right now.
Mm-hmm.
And is in what territories do you cover? Is it pretty much all
pretty much New England?
Yeah, New England?
Yes.
Right. Yep. We do all of New England. We have people that cover most of New England.
Right, yeah. We got hardwood floor guys.
We got party,
you just keep tents, party places.
People, anything.
Anything you want to do. Barbecue in your yard instead of you wasting all day long. You and your wife running around like crazy trying to get things ready. These people, you rent it. You know your price. They come in, they deliver, they set up, they put all the chairs and tables out for you. It's simple.
It's great.
It's so simple and save you so much work.
We moved from cookouts to now Chinese food. It's a lot
beautiful.
easier.
Nice. That's the way to go. When's the next one?
My daughter's birthday party.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah. It's so nice.
Our podcast has become successful, I think, because we get these quality people, and we have them on, and they're honest people.
That's
and
right.
They're hardworking people, and you can see it. You get to meet the person.
Yeah.
Well,
you go on YouTube and you're watching these people, and you're seeing their facial expressions. You're seeing how they act. You see how sincere they are.
Yeah.
We bring some small family businesses in that are fantastic.
Absolutely.
And you can't find them like that because they're the guys that want to build a reputation.
Right.
And they're fighting hard to be successful. And we get them on, and we also have very successful businesses that have been in business so long. They know everything they're doing, and it's great.
And it's nice to see that, they stand behind their work, where they might give you a few addresses that you could check it out.
Exactly.
Or a few jobs that they did.
And that's what we do.
Because there are a lot, it's like any other industry. There are some bad actors, and then
absolutely.
It's not like all construction guys are bad guys.
That's right.
But there are some bad apples out there. They try to make their big hit on that one job.
Especially if you're elderly.
Yes.
Please give us an email, because you don't want to get taken advantage of, and they do. There's contractors out there that do. A lot of them don't.
Yeah.
But if you're an elderly person, or if you're single, man or woman at home, and retired or whatever, give us an email.
That's a great service. I would definitely take that. But if you have, because I know how difficult it is getting prices and making sure that they're going to be reputable, because you hear horror stories all the time.
That's
you
right.
see it on Facebook. I just gave someone a deposit for a pool, and
they
never came back.
They're gone.
Oh, that happens a lot.
That happens a
lot. You'd be surprised.
Why is that?
It's because they're scam
just
artists.
Criminal, right?
Yeah, they're criminals. There's so many of them out there that that's how they make their living, and it's terrible. They change their name every once in a while and start all over again.
So
it's a sin.
If I'm listening and I have a project, let's say I know I need to redo my bathrooms, right? Yeah. So what's the first step? I got to maybe get a home equity line of credit, or go see what I'm eligible for, or? Yeah,
it all depends. If you're trying to do it where it's not going to be, you're trying to keep the costs low, where you could do it through your cash flow. But if you're looking to do take the money from your home, you really want to see, you could actually review it on Zillow, see what you think your house is worth.
Right.
It's give or take a few $100,000, but maybe not $100,000. But
is that Zillow?
Yeah, Zillow.
Yes,
but it does,
I've seen that they.
It does give you the most recent comps, so you should get an idea what your house is worth.
Yeah.
And then you'll know what your percentage that you're borrowing.
Right.
And obviously, the less of that number on the percentage of what you already owe is the better, right? So if you have a lot of this equity. And we talk about this in my book, is all about leverage, right? Can you leverage, if you're sitting in a house and you have a lot of equity, it's untapped, what are you doing? You could probably use it and make more money.
Yeah.
There's good debt and there's bad debt.
That's right.
That is probably good debt, because, you're building value in your home, and you know, it's not like going to the
bathrooms
casino.
and kitchens definitely raise the value of your home.
Right. I think that's what you want to be aware of, how much you're spending and what that's likely to do to the value, because some projects you do are for you. It's not necessarily going to help the value.
If you're putting a pool in, I mean, it's not going to bring your house value up as much as doing a bathroom or a kitchen.
Right. But it's also better than buying a car for sale.
That's right.
I mean, it's not
there you go.
That's bad debt.
I guess it's an investment in your home. In any case, it's a question of how good an investment. Some things pay better than others.
That's right.
That's right. You know, and the thing is, if your bathroom has been over 20 years old, I mean, you might want to start looking at it. Like, for example, my HVAC was 20 years old, and my electric bills are through the roof.
Because it's not energy efficient.
Gas bill, electric bill, whatever it is. And you know, now it's efficient. Right. You know, so I mean, it's, you know, is it worth it? Is it broke? No. You know, you always say if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Right. No. Well, I just had it done in my house, and we're trying to get this guy to become a member of our podcast. So I won't mention his name at this time yet, but he did a fantastic job. He came in. I was having a problem. I wasn't cold enough, and the house is 20 years old, and it has 2 zones. And he comes up and he researches everything. He says, Tom, your pipes that are going down to your returns and all that stuff, they're this big, and they're blowing through a vent that's this big. Right. It's like blowing a hose through a straw. He said it's insufficient. Yep. You got to take those out. You got to open up your vents, and you got to make it right. Then he said, I want to shut the first floor off, make it that one zone, and then I'm going to put a new unit upstairs in your attic and
so
outside,
zones.
And get a third one going and run it through the old pipes, but widen them the same way. He says, and you'll have no more problems. Right. And by golly, he was right. Yeah. Let me tell you, ice cold, I could hang meat. I love it.
Yeah, the efficiencies today. I mean, so that's the thing. If you're sitting on something 20 years old, you might want to look at it.
That's right. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on our show
Brian,
today.
thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, my friend.
And like we always like to say, there's no such thing as easy money.
It's a new day, it's a new way. Call 877-NEW-FED-1. It's a new way.
Hi folks, it's Brian Damico, owner of NewFed Mortgage. People always ask me, what's the difference between pre-approved and pre-qualified? Well, pre-approval is a more rigorous process than a pre-qualification. It's a written commitment from a lender to extend a mortgage to you for a specific amount and time period. With a pre-approval, you'll be able to set your budget, negotiate confidently, and close faster. Typically, sellers will only accept offers from those who are pre-approved. That's why you need to call NewFed and ask about our pre-approval purchase program so that you get a real pre-approval and get on the fast track to purchasing the home of your dreams. Don't waste time dealing with big banks. Get pre-approved at NewFed today. We're local and we're here to help.
877-NEW-FED-1.
Subject to credit approval, equal housing lender, NMLS number 1881. Call or see website for details.
877-NEW-FED-1.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.